How we doing today, guys? Just like to start by welcoming you to my channel. And the second thing, I'm going to kick this right in the butt. Yes, I know I smoke. I do not recommend it to anyone. It's not healthy. I do not support it. I'm actually trying to quit. So with that out of the way, I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit about what my channel is about. Um, Sorry for the shakiness. I'm in my beater truck. Um, my channel, it's going to consist a lot of street cars, sports bikes, ATVs, dirt bikes. Kind of want to cover a little bit of everything, to be honest with you. And general mechanics, stuff that Joe Blow, who works a normal job, can afford to do and build something nice on a budget and be able to drive it every day and enjoy it. And the reliability factor of it is going to be nice too. So an issue I'm dealing with today, which I'm on my work actually, is replace the inner and outer tie rod ends on this truck. It's a 99 Silverado. It's got like an LM7 block in it, so it's like an LS1, I believe. Not too familiar with these motors. I know they're reliable as all can be. It's got a 4L60, did the Corvette servo, and a 3-inch Kevlar band when I had it apart. And training's awesome. It's got over 200,000 miles on the transmission. I'll tell you what, it shifts like a brand new truck. But what I've noticed is my idler arm and my pitman arm were pretty well shot. So I replaced those. Noticed that those, being the front end was shaking back and forth, kind of jacked up my inner tie rod ends. So I replaced pitman arm, idler arm bracket, inner and outer tie rod ends, and upper control arms. The lower still looked great. Ball joints were good on them. It's got a shake. You get going down the road and it drives pretty smooth for the most part, and then you'll get a random shake, or you drive through somewhere and it shakes pretty aggressively down the road. Highway speeds, it kind of goes away. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the tires rebalanced on the front. It's got 33 by 12.5 R15s on there, and no wheel spacers, none of that, but they still stick out the truck quite a ways. And I don't have much in this thing. We're going to call it the $1,000 truck. And for what I paid for this thing, how reliable it's been for me, it's probably one of the better $1,000 that I've spent. Need to put knocks on it. Been really hard on this thing this winter. Got to do cab mount bushings. Cab's kind of sagging a little bit in the back. Check the frame. Frame's fine. I looked at the cab mounts and they're pretty shot. We're going to build an off-road bumper for the front of it. And so, and then we're going to go over how bad the roads are where I live. But yeah, we're going to build a off-road bumper for the front, possibly one for the rear. I've been thinking about going to like a 2014 rear bumper because they got the steps and they look a little nicer. You got to do cab corners and rockers on it like every Chevy truck in the Midwest. They're all rusted out. Not a big deal. Super easy to do. Show you guys some little tricks to that. And we're going to go over some other vehicles too. My buddy's got a 1990 Vet. He tries to daily drive the thing in the wintertime whenever he can. And we kind of go by a logic. We buy our stuff to drive it. We don't sit there and try to keep the mileage low. Have fun with it. You're paying for it. Might as well use it. You know, it's a car. It's replaceable. You can always get another one. I understand if you have like a GT 500 or something, or you have like an old collector's car or something like that. But, I mean, at the end of the day, have fun with it. You bought it to drive it. Enjoy it for what it is. Now, don't be unrealistic about the situation. If there's 2 feet of snow out, don't try to take the Corvette out. You're not going to go very far. So we're going to do a build on this. I've been thinking about saw and axle swapping this thing later this year. And go over that. You can do this stuff real cheap. This thing had an open diff in it. Blew out on me. Kind of did a budget locker upgrade to the rear end. I went out and pulled the rear end out of a Yukon. And had that G80 locker in it. Did a couple things to the G80 locker, and it's been really phenomenal for me. Swapped over the axle shafts, the differential, carrier, everything. Swapped it over to this. And I'm able to go more places now in two-wheel drive. Sorry, my angle's not too great. But I'm able to go more places in two-wheel drive now than I could beforehand, and a lot of these places I needed four-wheel drive. Now it just drives right on through it. We're going to go over how you can align stuff in your driveway yourself, how you can fix things on your own in your driveway. This thing keeps throwing a lean bank 1, bank 2 code, and then it'll go away and it'll come back. We're going to figure out the CO2 sensors. I want to lean on it being an intake gasket mat. These LSs, especially these 99 through I want to say like 02 or 03 models, they don't have a very great intake on them. They changed them, I want to say, it was 03 or 04, they changed the intakes, and they were a lot better. We're going to end up putting a Trailblazer SS intake on this, 102 millimeter throttle body, kind of wake it up a little bit. And I want to do long tubes. Show you guys how you can really quickly find out if it's your intake gasket that's shot or not with the can of starting fluid and some other different stuff you can use. And it takes you a couple minutes to figure it out. We're just going to kind of chase some things down. You don't have to have a fancy Snap-on computer to do it. And show you some quick ways that you can do some things to your suspension. My other project that I have, it's my summertime daily. Pretty low for a daily. But I got a 99 Volkswagen Jetta. It has a 2-liter in it, but it's got a 1.9 crank from a TDI, but it's a Brian Crower crank. It's got Brian Crower connecting rods, Brian Crower pistons in it. It's got an actual head on it. It's an AEG block, so for you Volkswagen guys, a lot of you know those are forged from the factory. The bottom ends are. I don't think the pistons are. It's fairly sure connecting rods and crank are, but I don't have any of that anymore. The X-Flow head's been port matched and polished. Throttle body ported on the thing, and it makes okay power. I think it currently on the tune I'm on, I want to say it made like 275 or something like that. It was pretty torquey. It's got a built 118 trans in there, so my gear ratios are a little different. Not sure how to pronounce the LSD I put in the thing, but it's like a pre-delinquent LSD. And yeah, it changed the way that car handled completely. It's got a decent set of coils on it. They're kind of, well, they've been custom spec'd. I had a set of BCs on there. I liked them quite a bit, but it was more of a street car, track car kind of feel, and I wanted it to be full blown, track car handling. I wanted it to be aggressive, ride a little stiffer. So the company I went through, which we'll go over that another day, I had them give me a custom set of spring rates for my springs. They've been custom valved. I really like the way the car drives and handles. I need to raise it up a little bit so I can fit a little bit more of an aggressive tire. I'm gonna boost it this year. So what I had in mind, the motor's not making its full potential right now because I built it lower compression with the intentions on boosting it. And go over that too. These things are not fun to boost when you get into the tuning side of them. It's not like a Honda where you can go get a Honda, or you can go get like a Megasport or any of that. They're kind of a pain in the rear to get tuned, but we'll show you some ways around that. Some guys go over to a 180 ECU in them, swap harnesses, do all kinds of crazy stuff. You don't need to do that. We'll get into that stuff, and I'll show you the cheaper, easier way to get it done. And for those of you guys that are in the Midwest and want to watch another local guy build, hop on over to Rabbid RB. It's RABBID, and then RB. He's got a S14, and I want to say he's doing a 1.5 JZ build in it. Yeah, it was a 1.5 JZ, and I think he just got it started. He's just a town over from me. He's got a really nice S14. Good Lord, these roads are horrible. But we'll get into that. We're going to pull the motor out of that Vette. We're going to be building on it in the summer, maybe in the fall. I think we're going to run it how it is for the summer itself. And then this fall, we're going to pull that motor, and we're going to be pulling out the motor in my Jetta, and we're going to be doing some work with those, shaving the bay in the Jetta. We're going to paint the whole car again. I just painted it later, but between the autocross events and daily driving it and it being so low, it's black. it has absolutely destroyed the paint on that car. So we're going to get into that, do some paint correction work after the fact that we paint it. I want to get all the orange peel out of it. And we'll go over some detailing stuff too. One of my side jobs that I do is one of my side jobs. Oh my God, people cannot park here. I run a detail business called Precision Detailing, based out of a small town here in Iowa, and it's good income. I'm big into paint correction. I'm good into upholstery and interior work. I get my hands on some really nice vehicles, and it's something I actually enjoy doing quite a bit. But now we're parked, so I can actually talk a little more. Yeah, we're going to go over a lot of that. We'll do some paint work itself, have some fun on some motorcycles, do all kinds of stuff. But today, what's the issue on this truck with the shake? I got to go into work here for a few hours. When I get off, we're going to go change the tie rod on my buddy's truck. He's got an outer that's bad or something of the such. And then we're going to crawl underneath the front of this thing and see what it is that's making it shake. Taking it some places I probably shouldn't have been with it. And I'm thinking maybe I knocked the wheel weights off the front of it. The shake's really inconsistent from side to side. With all brand new stuff, it's leading me to believe that the wheels are unbalanced. For those of you guys that have ran a 33 or a bigger tire on a 15-inch wheel, especially a wide 33, like 12 and a half up to a 15-inch wide tire, they are not balanced for crap. The weight distribution is absolutely horrendous on these things. So we're going to get out there and see if I just need to go get them balanced or what's going on. Some other things we're going to address. I am going to throw some 2500 leaf springs in the rear. I want to say I have to move the shackles forward, and on the front side and on the back, I need to move back a little bit. I think the length of the spring is actually a little different. We're going to do dual reservoir shocks on the front end of this thing and on the rear. I plan on lifting it a little bit more later, but what I want is a cheap, reliable truck that I can go out and take anywhere I want to, and it's going to get done what I need it to get done, and it's not going to leave me stranded. And it doesn't need to be some Sencal crazy build. I don't need 22 by like 14 or 15-inch wide wheels on it. I want something you can drive, something you can pull a trailer with that's completely usable, that still looks good. I'm going to show you how to build an off-road bumper on a budget. We're going to do a couple different styles. I got to build one for a buddy's truck, and then I got to build one for mine. We got a square body we're going to be tearing the motor out of. It's my buddy's daily driver, the one who has the Corvette. It's got 305 in it. It's kind of worn out. We're going to put the 310 in it, 4 tech heads on it. Just a basic build that's going to make reliable power. A good cam in it, and maybe we'll go through the transmission in it. For now, I think we're just going to throw a motor in there, and we're going to kind of revamp the OptiSpark system. It's really cool how those work in the wintertime when it's cold out. It kind of retards your timing enough for the motor to have an easier time starting. I've never seen anything carbureted start up as well as this does in the winter. If you let it sit 3 or 4 days, you go through the issue of it doesn't want to fire up, but then once you get it started that first time, it runs perfect every single time after that. It's burning quite a bit of oil now. So we're going to tear that down, see what the damage was in it on top of swapping the other motor in there after we get it built. On this particular truck here, we'll go over that. I got to do cab mounts on it. I got an issue on the frame I got to address. There was a small crack in it. It's been plated. And it's where, on these, they slide the frame rails into the front half. I'm going to cut it out, get brand new frame rails, and we're just going to slide those in there. But I'm going to get some for a 3/4 ton. They're a little bit thicker wall. They're the same dimensions and everything. It's just thicker steel. So we're going to slide that in there, weld that up, and then there's a box kit you can order where it boxes off your frame. We're going to put that in there. And hopefully that should stiffen up the rear of this. When I do the front, I think I want to go to like a Dana 60 axle if I saw it axle swap it. Those are out of like a newer F250. And they are about as good as it comes. A lot of solid axle swap guys, at least on these Chevys, go to those. You don't have to swap the transfer case. You don't have to flip anything around on them. You just throw the axle into the front end, weld up your brackets, You can do a leaf spring or a coil spring setup on there. The two-wheel drive guys, I think we have a solid axle swap coming up we got to do on a two-wheel drive truck. It's awesome on those if you have coil springs, because you can just basically make your brackets for your track bars and bolt everything up and use your existing coil buckets. Put your limiter straps on, and then you're down to the steering. So it's almost easier to solid axle swap a two-wheel drive than a four-wheel drive on these body styles. There's not a lot of write-ups on them or anything, but most people ask, why don't you just go get a 2500? I don't want a 2500. I want the truck I have, and I enjoy projects like that. And I'm going to do it on a budget, and it'll be realistic. But anyways, guys, I got to get into work. I will be back up later. I'll post a video diagnosing the front end of this truck and really trying to understand, or give you guys an understanding of how you can go about diagnosing a shake in your front end, a misalignment, show you how to align things via tape measure. Some of you guys use yarn and jack string. If you're going to be driving this thing all over the place, like, 60, 70 miles plus out of town, go get it aligned. But if you're just going to be driving it around from here to maybe another town 20 miles away, this will be fine. Done it on plenty of vehicles, tire wears even. The bigger the tire, the harder it is to get your alignment perfect, and you're going to have to do some different things with the bigger tire you run to make your truck track stake down the road, not wander all over the place, or get a weird shake. With cars, it's a little easier, but we got to turn the gauge cluster out of this too, and address that. Typical Chevy, gauge cluster is doing all kinds of weird stuff. Solder points are bad, so make a video on that, how to fix that, save yourself some money. And it'll be a cheap, efficient project. Sounds good, look decent. And then with the car, we'll get into that too. And the Corvette should be some fun. We'll have some tune videos and that. We're going to do a hair scramble here. I think we're going to try to do it around 4th of July. It's going to be county-wide. It's going to be something crazy. Look forward to that. But like I said, my buddy Rabbit RB, go over and check his channel out. Pretty awesome build. He's starting to grow quite a bit. And for those of you guys that are into the S14s, S13s, stuff like that, or the JZ builds or the RBs, that's something you want to get into. But anyways, guys, thank you for viewing. I appreciate it. Feel free to comment, rate, subscribe. Put down below in the comments what kind of content you want to see. I'm open to anything. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this purely because I enjoy watching channels. I now want to make content so people can learn, and I can share some of my knowledge and maybe learn off some of you guys. Any money I get is going to go back into the channel. Maybe a better quality camera. I record off my phone. It's not the best thing. So rate, comment, subscribe down below. I appreciate it.